me, it smells a lot like sauerkraut out here. What do you think? I haven't seen this many square heads all in one place since the last leader concert. Bill Coleman.
Actually, this is a Texas-sized Phoenix.
Really represent Barbara. And I said, I'm going to give her 5 awards tonight. I said, that was the best thing. First off, she gets the Good Friend Award. She was a good friend to so many. She never knew a stranger. And so for that, we put her in the Good Friend Hall of Fame. She was the Good Mother Club. She started out with us when we were young, and she kept it all our life long. She was a good mother. She was a good guide. She was a good confidant. And the one thing that she did as a mother was she had a good ear. She never not wanted to hear what we had to say. She was always had time for us. And for that, she goes into the Good Mother Hall of Fame. Next, she gets the Cooking Award of the Century. Which means she goes into the Great Chef Club. She fed us so much for so many years. I was thinking about what I would say, and the thing about Barbara is that she would always come over and she'll say, "Let me feed you." And we were always like, "Okay, how old is it?" And not only that, she'd mix it all up. From last week to this week. And the amazing thing was, we never got sick once. A lot to be said about love. So for that, she gets the Hall of Fame for the, Good Cook Award. Next, this is something that I gave Barbara, because it's not one of us in this room can say, and maybe there are a few, but she gets into the Medical Malady Club. She had more medical adversity. She had cancer 5 times, 6 major surgeries. She was in MD Anderson twice. And many times we thought it was Mother's time. But Mother was the original Energizer Bunny. She snapped back, and all of a sudden we thought it was Mother's time. And we all got together and had a big party, and Barbara goes, "Oh, party, I'm sticking around." So Barbara stuck around, and we're grateful. But for that, she gets in the Medical Hall of Fame for all the expense. So there, she's the $1 million woman. The last award I give Mother is something that, I'm most proud of, because she was a brave woman. She was, courageous in all that she did. So she gets the $1 Million Mile Club. How many people do you know has traveled the globe and been in as many places as she has, and met as many people, and off the world she didn't meet one person she didn't like? Everywhere she went, she was welcome, and she took so many. And there's so many of us in here so thankful for Barbara's travel experience. So she gets the $1 Million Mile Club Hall of Fame. And with that, there's things that y'all can give Barbara and awards and in your own heart. But most of all, we thank you for loving Barbara. We thank you for loving us by being here. And may we think of Barbara's cooking when we forget those recipes that we wished we still knew. Thank you.
Decided to write Mom a letter. So tonight I'm going to recite my letter. Dear Mom, I am so lucky to have been your son. I tell everyone I graduated from the Barbara Pfeiffer School of Culinary Arts. From your wonderful food to your stories of travel, you gave me your zest for life. If I could only be half of what you were. I love you. You were an inspiration, tireless woman with a zest for life who showed everyone the true meaning of unconditional love from your heart of gold. I loved you. You did your best to inspire everyone around you to go do their best. I cannot remember you ever saying, I was tired, I'm too sick, or weak to love. You never put your suffering on me. I remember your third cancer operation. I was wheeling you out of the hospital. And the nurse said, "Oh, Miss Pfeiffer, I am so sorry." Mom, you looked up and touched her, and you said, "It's okay. This happens every 5 years." Wow. To be so lucky to be her son. Wow. Mom, you are an amazing story of love. Many close to you have compared you to a saint. I believe that, for you followed Jesus' footsteps, showing instances of love throughout your life. You cured me when I was sick. You fed me when I was hungry. You let me see when I was blind. You fed the masses. You gave me faith in God and myself when I was weak. Mom, you were my saint, my hero. I will be eternally blessed to have been my mother, and I loved you with all my heart. It gets better. When we went to Italy together, I had the best time of my life. Even though I want you to go, you knew I needed this trip to recharge my batteries, and you said, "You're going and that's it." I'm so glad I went. We cried together when we saw St. Peter's Cathedral for the first time. We were mystified by Pompeii and shared joy and laughter in Venice. Thank you for knowing what I needed. I loved you. I hope you're looking down, laughing, and telling St. Peter a few stories of your ballooning across France trip, or scolding him for letting the Hezbollah pull machine guns on you and the nuns on your Israeli trip. I am happy you're in heaven now, but your spirit will always be alive and in me, and I will try and carry out the path you showed me through your love and caring for everyone. Your legacy will live in me forever. Your sacrifice of raising 5 children, 12 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren will not be unforgotten. I will carry your legacy and your message in my heart forever. I will cook your recipes with passion and give you credit. I will tell stories of your incredible fight against cancer, like the one at MD Anderson when you awoke from surgery, not knowing if you had a voice or not, and when the surgeon said she did everything she could to save your voice, you raised up and tried to hug her, all in your pain. I will never know a stranger. I will tell of your travels. I will carry your spirit with me until the day I die. When I build anything, you will be in it. I shall build and dedicate an altar I will build for St. Mary's Catholic Church in testament of your endless loving spirit, and your will be in it for all to witness, born out of your love through me. I will miss you forever, Mom. But never forget the memories you gave me. If I could only be half of what you were. I am lucky to have been your son. Love always, Dan.
Thank you for being here to celebrate the life of Barbara Clark Pfeiffer. I didn't borrow these so I could look like my brother. God forbid. Wouldn't share his toys, but he'll sure give up his old man glasses in a hurry. Thanks. Well. Is it just me or it smells a lot like sauerkraut in here? What do you think? I haven't seen this many square heads all in one place since the last Liederkranz concert. Willkommen. Well, if what I'm about to say sounds rehearsed, it is. Thankfully, Mom made me wait a long time to stand up here in front of all of you and talk about it. Amazing, strong, and loving are all words we have to describe Barbara's walk through life. Her love of people and genuine spirit is the reason why so many of you are here today. Barbara raised 4 stinky boys and one wonderful daughter who helped put a softer side on to motherhood. She threw countless parties for friends and family and was known for her ability to cook impressive meals like a pro. I truly think if she had had a throwdown with Bobby Flay, I'm pretty certain she would have won and made another friend in the process. 5 times in the boxing ring with cancer was a testament of her will to survive another day. And despite her obstacles with health, not once did she ever complain or blame anyone for her troubles. There were times when it all became too much for her, but before long, she would rebound and begin planning another party or trip to some distant country. Barbara was not one to be held down either, so she shared her wonderful smile with people all around the beautiful world. Her work as a travel agent made her happy and pleasantly stressed at the same time. She had a passion for life, laughter, love, community, church, and friends. And even when cancer finally took her voice, she still spoke 1,000 words with her eyes. So thank you for being part of her life. Thank you for loving her. Thank you for the memories that we all take with us today. For no matter how you knew Barbara, as her doctor, her sister-in-law, hospital nurse, cousin, neighbor, aunt, caregiver, mother-in-law, grandmother, retail clerk, housekeeper, daughter, or son. She was also your friend. Today, we all say goodbye to one of our dearest friends. Thank you.
Yes, Mom. Yes, Mom, what can I do for you? That was not uncommon. Summer. Mom was old-fashioned, so I kind of did it on a scroll. Yes, this is chapter 1. Actually, this is a Texas-sized Kleenex because I'm going to need them to get through this. Well, hopefully, you will too. Before I begin, though, thank everybody for coming. But there's two people that Mom would like us to recognize, very special people. Would Elizabeth and Rose please stand? As a token gesture, Lizzie asked for the bell.
What now?
And her favorite spoon. If you wanted to say something profound, and she was mimic you, you would kind of go, "Yes, Your Royal Highness." But she would admonish us today with this spoon by saying, "Be happy, not sad." Sorry, Bill, I brought them out. I wasn't right. Dear Mom, also known as Saint Barbara, as I call her, especially in the last few months, I kept telling her she was a role model for her patron saint, that when she gets there, her patron saint would give up her chair and give it to Mom. They broke the mold when they made Mom. She was one of a kind. We'll all miss her. But my question really today is, looking back on Mom's life, who or what was Mom? What did she stand for? And what did she represent? She was the classic prankster. She was always full of surprises. We have that, this, whatever. She always had a surprise up her sleeve. She'd always leave, say goodbye after about 2 or 3 minutes, 5 minutes of saying goodbye. But she'd leave, she'd turn around and blow her a kiss, go, "I love you." One of the things that Mom taught me, that I learned from Mom, was the respect for people of all walks of life. Jesus said, "What you do to the least of me. Whatever you do to others, you do to the least of me," and so forth. Mom went out of her way to follow that instruction. All of you being here today is a testament to that. So who or what was Mom? Mom was a chameleon, the go-to girl. She was anything you needed her to be. A counselor, advisor, friend, cook. Don't do that. If you left her house hungry, it was your fault, as she was always trying to stuff you with food. Mom was an icon of charity. You needed it, she had it, you left with it. I just wish more people would have asked for more clothes. She was a clothes horse. Moving some of her clothes, I still found the tags on clothes she never even wore. And she only had a specific taste in shirts for all of us boys. And I think I still have a shirt or two with the tags that I've never worn. But my style, Mom. Mom was also a role model. She was an example of Mother Mary in disguise, walking this earth. Her kindness, her gentle nature, her humor, and so much, much more. The many adversities she faced with a smile, her courage, strength, love of life, and all of these, despite anything, she kept a smile on her face. She was humorous to the end. So son and son, Mom was your go-to girl. She was an icon and a role model. Like I said, they broke the mold when she was created. Unfortunately, we could use a whole lot more people like her on this earth today. So what did Mom stand for? She stood for the 3 F's: family, friends, and faith. Most important to her in her life was family. Again, a role model of unconditional love. Her friends. She never knew a stranger. She cared, she called, she visited, no matter what or where. It broke her heart when she lost her voice, but she hung in there. And we've heard the stories attributed to her faith. She never wavered in her trust and belief in God. She always said, give up your pain to God in prayer. She was an icon, the 3 F's: family, friends, and faith. We should all be so fortunate if we could take away a few of those lessons from her. What did she represent? Tradition. She was from the old school, yet contemporary. Some of her traditions, the wassail bowl. You didn't notice we all have red socks and red ties on today. That was a tradition her mother started, and she wanted to pass it on down. Eggnog. Couldn't be any eggnog. It had to be her homemade eggnog. So there's many traditions that she tried to pass on to us. And it's a passing of an era, a generation gone by. She wants us to remember and cherish these, pass them down to our children and our grandchildren. The other T is for travel. She was always into new places and new faces, curiosity, wanting to learn more about the world. She taught us to embrace and enjoy life, culture, and diversity. Secretly, she was a wandering philosopher. The last thing she represented was togetherness. She celebrated life. Enjoy the moment was her motto. She was always busy with family and friends, but she would drop anything in a heartbeat to help. Anything else could wait till later. My friends and family come first. Mom, today we celebrate you, your life. Every day was your day. The dawning of a new day, a new era, begins anew with your passage. You taught me so much about life. I followed where you go. When they asked me if I knew you, I'd smile and say, you were a friend of mine, and the sadness would be lifted from my eyes. You've taught me to be old and wise. I hope I can be as wise as you, Mom. Thank you. I love you, and we miss you. See you on the other side, Mom. My life will be forever autumn because you're not here. The winter winds will be much colder. Now you're not here. A gentle rain falls softly on my weary eyes, as if to hide a lonely tear that I will always shed for you. My life will be forever autumn because you're not here, Mom.
my soul.